everyone, welcome back to yet another video, and today's video is going to be about supplementary reader from our 10th standard, and the name of our lesson is Bholi. Now, speaking about this particular lesson, it's one of my personal favorite because of so many reasons. Firstly, it is full of emotions. It is about the characters, and how I love how much details we can observe in this lesson in terms of characters, in terms of how they think. So in this story we are going to meet a bunch of characters, and the main character is called Bholi. Now she is someone who is very shy in the beginning, and we are going to see exactly how she transforms into a confident girl. And I'm not going to reveal much here, otherwise you all are going to lose the whole essence of the story. So yeah, let's get started with the reading as we do usually. As I read, I'm going to explain. Reading the first part, I'll pop the image here. So her name was Sulekha, but since her childhood everyone had been calling her Bholi, the simpleton. Okay, so her real name is Sulekha and not Bholi. Bholi is something she's been called through her childhood, and we are going to see why. So she is the fourth daughter of Ramlal. When she was 10 months old, she had fallen off the cot on her head, and perhaps it had damaged some parts of her brain. That was why she remained a backward child and came to be known as Bholi, the simpleton. Okay, since she was a child, she fell off her cot, and that incident damaged her some part of her brain. So she was like slow from the start itself. So that is why she was called Bholi. At birth, the child was very fair and pretty. Now the second thing that we're going to witness is that when she was born, she was very pretty to look at. She was very fair. But then something again happened with her, and that caused more damage to her character. But when she was 2 years old, she had an attack of smallpox. Only the eyes were saved, but the entire body was permanently disfigured by deep black pock marks. So yeah, she suffered through smallpox, and that left whole scars on her body, and only her eyes were like saved. So that was the second incident that we come across. Little Sulekha could not speak until she was 5. So it was like she was continuously being attacked by so many things. First thing that she fell off her cot. The second thing is that she got like smallpox at a very early age, and then she also couldn't speak until she was 5. So when she at last learned to speak, she stammered, and then when she finally spoke, she only stammered. So these were some of the events that happened with her at a very early age, and that is why she was full of fear, and she was very shy, and she was not confident at all. The other children often made fun of her and mimicked her, and as a result she talked very little. So first only she was stammering, that made her very fearful to like speak in front of everyone. And when she had that courage to like speak, other kids made fun of her. No one was her friend. Ramlal had 7 children. Okay, so Ramlal was the father of 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters, and the youngest of them was Bholi, and the little one was Bholi. It was prosperous farmer's household, and there was plenty to eat and drink. So it was not like Ramlal was very poor, but he was doing well. He was settled. All the children except Bholi were healthy and strong. So every other kid of him was like healthy and strong and everything. They were good at everything, most of the things. But Bholi was only the backward. The sons had been sent to the city to study in schools and later in colleges. So the sons were studying in schools, and they were also sent to cities to like do their education. Of the daughters, Radha, the eldest, had already been married. The second daughter, Mangala's marriage had also been settled, and when that was done, Ramlal would think of the third, Champa. So he had Radha, then Mangala and Champa. They were quite settled. One was married, Radha was married, so Mangala's marriage was also kind of settled. Everything was arranged, and then he was thinking of Champa's marriage. They were good looking, healthy girls, and it was not difficult to find bridegrooms for them. So it was kind of very easy for him to do their marriage because they were good looking, they were healthy, they were strong. It was quite an easy job for Ramlal to do their marriage. But the things will be different when he is going to think about Bholi. But Ramlal was worried about Bholi. She had neither good looks nor intelligence. So yeah, he was just worried about his youngest kid, and that was Bholi, because she was not like others. She was different from them in so many ways. Bholi was 7 years old when Mangala was married. The same year, a primary school for girls was opened in their village. This incident happened when she was 7 years old and when Mangala got married, and in the same year, a school started in her village. Tehsildar Saab came to perform its opening ceremony, and he said to Ramlal, as a revenue official, you are the representative of the government in the village and you must set an example to the villagers. You must send your daughters to school. Okay, so now Ramlal is being told by the Tehsildar that you need to do your responsibility. You need to set an example so that the others will learn something from you. So in order to set an example, the first thing Ramlal was told to do was to send his daughters to the school so that others will also take an inspiration and they will also be in that environment to send their daughters to school as well. So now Ramlal is quite shocked and he is in the state of confusion, like what to do, because he is going to consult his wife now, and let's see her reaction. So he consulted his wife and she cried, "Are you crazy? If girls go to school, who will marry them?" So typically it's set in village and it's a very narrow mindset of the village people here showcased. They think that if girls go to school, it's like they will not get any groom to marry, like no one will marry them. But Ramlal had not the courage to disobey the Tehsildar, but under pressure of Tehsildar, like how he can disobey him. At last his wife said, "I will tell you what to do. Send Bholi to school. As it is, there is a little chance of her getting married with her ugly face and lack of sense." Now this is very, very sad and very, very harsh of mother saying this to her own child, about her own child. Like, she has an ugly face, she's saying, and also she says that she doesn't have sense. So it's very, very heartbreaking that a mother is saying something like this to her own child. So let the teachers at school worry about her. So she's also adding to that her school will look after Bholi, that we are less burdened, we don't have to think of her all the time. So here a different side of mother is showcased, like she doesn't care about Bholi, both the parents are least bothered about her just because she is not like their other children. So then the next day, Ramlal caught Bholi by the hand and said, "Come with me, I will take you to school." Bholi was frightened and she did not know what a school was like. She remembered how a few days ago their old cow Lakshmi had been turned out the house and sold. Bholi is someone who's never been around so many people, or she is someone who doesn't have so many friends. When her father tells her to come with him, she thinks that she is being sold out to someone, because a few days back in her house, her cow Lakshmi was also sold off immediately. She thinks that her father is now selling her off. So yeah, it's a very horrible scene and it's a horrible thought for a child. The next moment she is doing is that she is refusing. She's saying no. She shouted in terror and pulled her hand away from her father's grip. No, and she is shouting in terror. She is frightened. But then, "What's the matter with you, you fool?" So this is how the father addresses her. He is saying, "You fool," and shouted Ramlal, "I am only taking you to school." And he is telling her that he is taking her to school. So if we observe here, the way a father addresses the kid is very, very horrible. He is basically abusing her. He is saying what not to her. And he told his wife, "Let her wear some decent clothes today, or else what will the teachers and the other school girls think of us when they see her?" So he is also telling her ki dress her very nicely, neatly, because what the others will think if we just take her to school in this shabby clothes. So she is always dressed like in very shabby clothes because no one like loves her. She is like abandoned totally, and now just to impress the others, the father is telling her mother, like his wife, to dress her properly at least today. New clothes had never been made for Boli. The old dresses of her sisters were passed on to her. No one cared to mend or wash her clothes, but today she was lucky to receive a clean dress which had shrunk after many washings and no longer fitted Champa. As I said before, Boli was someone who never had the privilege to wear like new clothes. He was never like dressed properly because no one like cared about her in the house. Her mother also never like bothered to like comb her hair or nurture her in a way like any mother would do. She was even bathed and oil was rubbed into her dry and matted hair. Only then did she begin to believe that she was being taken to a place better than her home. Now this line is so like heartbreaking, that she feels her home is not a place to be. When we all love our homes, we find the comfort in our home, and this little girl is now thinking that obviously if everyone is like taking efforts to dress her up, everyone is like thinking of her for the first time in her life, then probably today she is going somewhere better than her home. I'm going to stop the lesson here. It's a very deep lesson to be like continue, and we are going to see how Boli's life will transform. What are the things that are going to change her character and also the people around her in the next part, and stay tuned for that, and I'll see you all soon in the next one very soon. Until then, bye.